This is ABC 7 News at 6.
A Searsport woman is dead following a single vehicle crash in Searsmont. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. According to the Waldo County Sheriff's Office, multiple agencies responded to Belfast Augusta Road West in Searsmont yesterday just before 8 p.m. for a report of a single vehicle crash. The Sheriff's Office says an initial investigation indicates 23-year-old Natalie Austin of Searsport was traveling east when her vehicle crossed the center line, went off the road, and turned over multiple times. Austin was pronounced dead at the scene. A crash reconstructionist from Maine State Police was on scene to assist with the investigation, which is ongoing. A piece of legislation was brought before the Health and Human Services Committee today, and while proponents of the bill say it'll provide affordable health care, two of Maine's largest health systems argue it'll spark hospital closures. Our Doug Banks spoke with both sides ahead of the hearing and has those details.
Thursday at the State House, lawmakers and advocates voiced approval for LD 2196, which aims to lower health insurance costs and reduce healthcare barriers by capping how much hospital prices for patients can grow per year, reducing prior authorization requirements, and slowing premium increases.
This is ambitious legislation, but it is not radical.
Hospital spending makes up the largest share of healthcare costs in our state.
Representative Katine is sponsoring the bill and says if passed, the bill's cap wouldn't apply to Maine's 17 critical access hospitals. And
if there's a determination that a hospital is financially distressed, that also wouldn't apply to them.
But two of Maine's largest health systems, Northern Light Health and Maine Health, stand in opposition, claiming those proposed caps would cost Maine hospitals roughly $1 billion annually, taking funds away from care and research and sparking possible closures due to a lack of funds.
Maine Health saw an operating margin of just a little over 1%, which is fiscally not a lot, and this bill stands to cost Maine Health over $600 million. And we want to make sure that we are offering state-of-the-art care for Mainers. Proponents
argue similar legislation has worked in other states.
Oregon's state employee health plan implemented a similar model and saved $107.5 million in just 2 years.
But Northern Light Health's president and CEO says Maine's healthcare system isn't comparable to Oregon.
They started out with more hospitals with a positive operating margin. Maine is not like that. Maine has much less capability to absorb this type of change. It would be very disruptive for health systems in this state.
Those we heard from Thursday also shared their perspectives before the Health and Human Services Committee. The bill now moves to a work session, and even if the bill were to pass as is, it wouldn't go into effect until January 1st, 2028. At the State House, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, today was Labor Lobby Day at the State House, where over 150 union members from every Maine county called on lawmakers to support legislation aiming to provide affordable child care and tax fairness. The Maine AFL-CIO is the state federation representing over 200 unions and over 42,000 workers. Today, they also publicly announced their endorsement of gubernatorial candidate Troy Jackson and his universal child care plan. He says that plan would include free child care to all working families earning up to 125% of the state median income.
No family should have to leave Maine just because they can't afford to raise their kids here. And no grandparent should have to watch that happen. The future of Maine depends on getting this right.
Jackson says his plan's tax system will be rolled out late next week. A small-town dispute in Waldo County will be decided by a judge. As our Alex Schley tells us, the disagreement centers on a half-mile stretch of road and a vote Freedom residents cast more than 7 decades ago.
The town of Freedom is heading to court with one of its own residents over access to a portion of Beaver Ridge Road. The dispute centers around a half-mile stretch of the road the Hediniak family owns. The family says they want people to ask before they use it to access nearby trails. But town officials say the road is subject to an easement, meaning residents are free to use it as they please. The dispute traces back to the 50s when Freedom residents voted to stop public maintenance of the last half mile of Beaver Ridge Road. The Hediniak family argues that decision decision effectively ended the road's public status. They also say that when their family moved to Freedom in the 90s, they received written confirmation from town officials at the time, stating they had a right to the property. So far, the dispute has already cost the town nearly $50,000 in legal fees. Over the weekend, Freedom Select Board unanimously voted down a consent decree, which Tyler Hadiniak says would have resolved the issue.
The settlement agreement was endorsed by the town attorney, endorsed by myself, endorsed by the plaintiffs, endorsed by all the other abutters of this road. And if it had passed, I would have dropped it off at the courthouse on Monday for the judge's signature, and we would be done.
Select Board Chair Laura Greeley, however, says the residents made it clear that is not what they want their elected officials to do.
If the people in Freedom want to spend the money to see this go before a judge, then they get to decide to do that. And that is what they did. We had 70 people at the hearing last weekend. We had a petition with another 75 names on it, just wanting it to go before a judge.
A court date has not yet been set. However, Freedom officials say in the coming weeks, the town's attorney is scheduled to hold depositions. In Freedom, Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A Superior Court judge has ruled in favor of a Bar Harbor man, saying he does, in fact, have standing in an appeal related to the town's cruise ship disembarkation permit for the town pier. Charles Sidman says following the official legal limiting of cruise ship traffic several years ago, the town has not enforced the new limit vigorously enough, and he claims the town has sought to use the town pier to accept more cruise ship disembarkations. Sidman says this is a violation of the town's zoning law. He says the local Board of Appeals granted a permit for the use of the pier. Sidman tried to push back against the permit with an appeal, but he says the town tried to tell him he had no standing to do so. So Sidman appealed to the state Superior Court.
Judge Duddy, looking at the law, even though I'm not sure he wanted to, he said, look, the law is clear. Sidman meets the criteria for being able to appeal this matter to the Board of Appeals. So you got to hear him. So now we're going to go back to the Board of Appeals and discuss the actual issues.
Sidman says the town can either change the zoning law to allow for some passengers to disembark at the town pier, or they can follow the current law and keep disembarkations at the ferry terminal. Well, the annual Maine Fishermen's Forum kicked off in Rockport today. The multi-day event aims to provide education to help strengthen Maine's maritime industry. Our Grace Blanchard has more.
A melting pot of fishermen, researchers, scientists, and more. That's how organizers describe the annual Maine Fishermen's Forum.
Dealers, harvesters, educators, everyone at the table having a voice. And it's not dock talk, it's fact-based.
For more than 50 years, this forum has showcased solutions for sustaining fishing livelihoods in a changing Gulf of Maine.
So we see fishermen as, really important knowledge holders that help to inform the work that we do and learn what's happening in the Gulf of Maine.
The lobster industry specifically really represents, in some of these smaller communities down east and our island communities, the real foundational economic core and driver of our coastline.
However, many say rising costs are putting a strain on the industry.
This last year was to me, was a down year. Our expenses were this is about the highest that they've ever been.
Longtime lobster fisherman John Druin says the increased costs for gear and labor are compromising profit margins for many fishermen.
Expenses now for traps, everything associated with it has gone up. Building a new boat or any parts, any equipment, just everything is just so sky high.
Organizers say the Fishermen's Forum aims to help tackle these challenges and many others through education. Last year, the forum also gave away $27,000 in scholarships for Maine-based students with marine ties, supporting the next generation of industry leaders.
Doesn't matter what side of the table you're sitting on, everybody cares about this industry in some capacity, and it's coming together, being the blue economy community.
In Rockport, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
On a related note, as part of the Fishermen's Forum, multiple gubernatorial candidates will hold a forum to discuss their visions for the future of Maine's fishing and aquaculture industries. The candidate seminar will include Shenna Bellows, Rick Bennett, Jonathan Bush, Edward Crockett, Troy Jackson, Angus King III, James Libby, Owen McCarthy, Benjamin Midgley, Hannah Pingree, Dr. Nirav Shah, and Robert Wessels. The executive director of the forum says Maine's next governor and their choice to lead the Department of marine resources will have a significant impact on fisheries policy at the state level, and this is an opportunity for fishermen to have an audience with those seeking the governor's office. Alrighty, folks, well, let's pause now and get a first look at our forecast.
Thank you very much, Beth. Our first weather tonight is brought to you by Quality Automotive and Brewer. Experience the quality automotive difference, reliable service, and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment at 922-2043. All right, highs out there for today did reach the 30-degree mark here in Bangor, right at freezing for Bar Harbor, but we did get warmer as you head down near Portland, where they reached 44 today, and low to mid-40s for Sanford and Freiburg out there. But as you see, up north, a bit cooler. Yes, your highs were in the mid-30s. This happened overnight for Greenville and Millinocket. Temperatures fell throughout the rest of the day, and you can see those highs up north for Presque Isle and Holton, right around the low to mid-20s this afternoon. And for tonight, we'll be cooling off with teens in the area. Chance for some light snow down near Portland, but that's mainly where that chance for snow is going to stay. The rest of us are going to stay dry out there for tonight. So don't be thinking of experiencing any snow out there for tonight here in the Bangor region. We'll stay cloudy into tomorrow with highs a bit warmer, reaching into the mid-30s. So out there for tonight, the front is currently still making its way through. We'll see cooler temperatures falling down into the mid-teens for tonight with winds staying light. Beth?
Chase, thank you so much. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, President Donald Trump says he's replacing Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and will nominate Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin. Stay tuned.
A sharp pain in his chest. He knew it was his heart, but 2 hours from the big city hospital could tragically mean the end. But it wasn't. Thanks to Senator Susan Collins' tireless fight for Maine's rural hospitals. Because of Senator Collins' work, his local hospital had recently received up-to-date diagnostic equipment and upgraded facilities, all paid for with new federal funding. Lives are being saved. Call and thank our Senator Susan Collins for delivering this lifeline for Maine.
When people think Dunkin', they think of a big brand. But Dunkin's are owned by families like mine, serving our Maine communities. I met my husband at a local Dunkin', and we've built our lives here. Our kids grew up here, our team is local, and we support the moments that bring this community together. That's why this business belongs to the locals who walk through our doors every day. It's not just a Dunkin', it's the Bailey family's Dunkin'.
I'm a big believer in super beta prostate. You'll notice less urges to urinate, and you won't be getting up at night for so many bathroom trips. I wouldn't say it if I didn't truly believe it.
Did you hear about SHIELD, that test for colon cancer?
No, what?
It's just a blood test.
No.
Exactly.
So I don't have to spend time doing all that other stuff?
Nope.
No
Bring it back. No
SHIELD is for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk for colon cancer. Ask your doctor about FDA-approved SHIELD. From the company trusted in blood tests for cancer for over a decade.
Car accidents can be scary. It can feel like the whole world is crashing down around you. Hurt in a car accident, I'm on top of it. I'm your go-to guy.
Call 222-2222.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Looking at national headlines, President Trump is making a big change at the Department of Homeland Security, firing Secretary Kristi Noem. The move comes just a day after she wrapped up 2 days of testimony before lawmakers on the department's handling of immigration enforcement in Minnesota. ABC's Olivia Rubin is in Washington with more.
A major shakeup in the Trump administration, the president firing Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Trump posting on Truth Social that Noem has, quote, served us well and will be moving into a newly created special envoy role, announcing that Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin from Oklahoma will take over, effective at the end of the month.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you?
Noem speaking at an event shortly after, not addressing the firing, but later posting on social media. thanking the president for the new job and saying, "We have made historic accomplishments at the Department of Homeland Security to make America safe again." The shakeup coming after Noem's heated two-day testimony on Capitol Hill. Sources tell ABC News Trump was, quote, deeply frustrated by Noem's performance, particularly by her answer to this question.
How do you square that concern for waste, which I share, with the fact that you have spent $220 million running television advertisements that feature you prominently?
Sir, the president tasked me with getting the message out to the country and to other countries where we were seeing the invasion come from, with putting commercials out that told them that if they were in this country illegally, that they needed to leave. That has been extremely effective.
Ask you to run these advertisements, is that right?
We had that conversation, yes, before I was put in this position and sworn in and confirmed, and since then as well.
Republican Senator John Kennedy later saying the president personally called him after that exchange to push back.
When he was mad as a murder hornet, he asked me what I thought about Mark Twain, and I said, A, I like him. B, he's very smart. C, he's a very good businessman.
And a senior administration official tells ABC News that the president did not sign off on that $220 million ad campaign. In an interview with Reuters today, the president saying he, quote, never knew anything about it. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
Stay with us, folks. We have sports and your full forecast coming up.
Bring your new kitchen to life with help from the Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring Division by Hammond Lumber Company. Bring in your ideas or get inspired by Hammond's extensive showroom displays. Your Hammond sales rep will help you create a materials list and cost estimate, and Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Your new kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Feel good?
Whether it's coaching kids hockey, pitching in at the animal shelter, building places to call home, or providing the children of our employees with scholarships, the New England Toyota dealers and the thousands of people we employ play a role in lifting up the community. Doing our part to make life a little better is, for us, what matters most. Toyota, let's go places.
The Sylvia Ross Home in Bangor provides 5 professional levels of care and support for residents. We have access to a registered nurse on campus 24/7. Our weekly entertainment consists of a variety of live musical performances and bingo games twice a week. Our on-site beauty salon is available with a professional stylist, and we have 2 libraries that offer computers and Wi-Fi.
Sylvia Ross Home is a warm, welcoming community. Please join us anytime for a tour and lunch.
Dorsey Furniture has just purchased the entire Bedding Industries of America 2025 showroom. That's one of America's oldest and largest premium mattress manufacturers. They manufacture famous Eastman House and Eclipse mattresses, as well as over 20 other trusted brands. From that buyout, we've received 40 mattresses, mostly queen size. And right now, everyone is 50% off. Limited quantity, no reorders. When they're gone, they're gone. Dorsey Furniture, family owned, Maine trusted.
Sleep well, my friends.
ABC 7 and Fox 22's Jack Webb named Maine's Sportscaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association.
Welcome back in, folks. The Hamden Academy Boys Hockey Co-op just won the Class B North title for the first time in 23 years. Armac Sturm caught up with the Broncos after their historic night.
The last time the Hamden Academy boys hockey team won the Class B North, their current players weren't even born yet. The Broncos last won the regional title in 2003, 23 years ago. But on Wednesday night, that time was reset to 0 days.
I mean, it's amazing. I wasn't even born yet last time they won it and everything, so it's just like
a great feeling. I don't really know how to explain it.
This means so much for me, so much for our team. You know, we've been looking at it the entire season. It's always been our goal to get here at the end of the season, right? It's been, like you said, 23 years. This is the most amazing thing that could happen for our program. We're just so pumped.
The win did not come easy for the Broncos. In fact, the game took 3 overtime periods to decide a winner. Being asked to give almost an entire second game of effort in such a physically demanding sport can be a lot. But the Broncos say all they needed to make it through was the belief in their squad.
You know, in a long game like this, I'm getting tired, obviously, but, you know, I just got to have faith in my team, my defense in front of me. You know, they kept me in it that whole game.
I mean, we've been here 2 or 3 times this year, overtimes against Camden Hills, Messalonski twice. I mean, we've learned from all of our mistakes and all of our losses, and, I mean, our captains really lead us through it.
Sophomore Wyatt Allen was the hero for the Broncos in triple overtime, collecting the loose puck in front of the net and tapping it in for Broncos history.
I couldn't have done it without my teammates. I mean, everything they did this year, everything we've worked for, Henry Armel, Ada, and all of our seniors, our captains, led us to this point.
He tapped it in, and I was just like, there's no way we just won. I thought that game's gonna go on forever, but when I saw that goal and the arm get pointed, you know, I lost it. I was just overjoyed.
The Broncos will now face York Biddeford Old Orchard Beach in the state title game on Saturday. In Orono, Max Sturm, ABC 7 and Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you for that, Max, and good luck to those Broncos this weekend. Now over to the NBA, where the Celtics suffered a tough loss to the Charlotte Hornets at home on Wednesday night. The Celtics have been on a roll as of late, but a bump in the road came on Wednesday when the Hornets came into the TD Garden and handily beat the Boston Celtics 118-89. While the Hornets didn't have a player that dominated the scoring department, several players stepped up big and contributed to the win. Jaylen Brown says the team's Wednesday woes stem from poor defense and his inability to finish buckets at the rim.
No, I had a lot of great shots at the rim. I had a lot of great shots at the rim to start. Just didn't go down, and I got to be better. You know, at the rim, I got to put my team in a better position, especially to start the game. I missed a lot of easy ones at the rim, and then that led to our defense a little bit.
Now, Celtics fans try and stay calm, but superstar Jason Tatum's status has been elevated to questionable for Boston's game against Dallas on Friday. If he does return, it'll be just 10 months removed from a season-ending Achilles tear that left most fans and doctors thinking he would not play this season at all. I'll be in Boston to cover the game on Friday as Cooper Flagg makes his return to New England with those Dallas Mavericks, and we'll be sure to keep you updated as we hear more. For now, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you, Jack. This evening's weather is brought to you by Da Vinci Signs. From interior and exterior signage packages, and vehicle wraps to illuminated signs, LEDs, and electronic message boards, we're all about making your business visible with innovative signage designed for impact. All right, as we see for highs today, we did reach the 30-degree mark with temperatures right around freezing in Bar Harbor. Much warmer down to the southwest. Portland and Sanford in the low 40s, Freiburg in the mid-40s for today. These highs were reached overnight for Greenville and Millinocket, and you're seeing those temperatures further north where the cold front hit you first. Your highs only in the low 20s in Presque Isle, mid to upper 20s for the Holton region for today. And for tonight, much cooler air up north. You're going to see single digits for lows while we get into the Millinocket, Monson, and Bangor region. Our lows right around the mid-teens for tonight with much warmer temperatures along your coastline, hanging out in the mid to upper 20s. That's due to the front that is currently moving through the area. But once we get into tomorrow, we'll see better temperatures reaching back above freezing into the mid-30s. Some areas can stay below, as you see further north. Millinocket right at freezing, and Clayton Lake and Caribou in the mid to upper 20s for tomorrow. So average highs right around 36 degrees. We're reaching for exactly that tomorrow. As we head into your Saturday, we warm up. We'll have some weather with that as well. A chance for wintry mix early on, then mainly rain for Saturday afternoon into your Saturday night. But then we continue the warm-up Sunday and the Monday, low to mid-50s, looking for low 60s on Tuesday, and those temperatures fall back into the upper 40s, still above average heading into next week. So winds a little breezy out there for today from the northeast with that front, but now those winds are beginning to die down. We saw some gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour out there earlier for today. Now going into tonight, the winds are going to lighten up and stay calm throughout tonight, and then staying pretty light from the east for tomorrow. So again, a little little bit of snow down near Portland for tonight. Not much is going to fall. It's looking to stay in that southwestern corner of the state. That will be over by the early morning hours and heading into tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies. No precipitation throughout the day, but we will see warmer temperatures back into the mid-30s. But we will see more precipitation heading into your weekend on Saturday. Starting off as a wintry mix. Much of this can fall as a freezing drizzle in Bangor and north. We'll see mainly rain with the temperatures warmer south of Bangor. But as we continue throughout the afternoon, temperatures warm up as well, right? So much of that freezing drizzle will turn into mainly rain. We'll get a break in the afternoon, but then there will be a cold front coming on the way for your Saturday night. That is going to bring more chances for rainfall as well. So out there for tonight, lows in the mid-teens. We got cloudy skies out there. Some light snow is going to be falling down to the southwest, but the rest of us will stay dry with calm winds out there for tonight. Heading into tomorrow, staying cloudy with highs in the mid-30s, so getting a little bit warmer with those winds staying light as well from the east, only right around 5 miles per hour. So here's a look at our extended forecast. Back into the low 40s for your Saturday. We can see a chance for some freezing drizzle early on, transitioning into mainly rain, and that is going to continue throughout Saturday night, but will dry out by Sunday. Highs back in the low 50s, mid-50s for your Monday, and the warm-up continues into your Tuesday, where we'll see plenty of sunshine and highs in the low 60s. Beth?
Chase, thank you, and there is still more to come right after this.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Bob's is bringing the wow back. You can wait for a sale price, or you can get wow-worthy prices every day at Bob's. Like this Play-Day sectional for just $7.99, delivered in days. Or this real marble dining set in 2 finishes. And with our everyday low prices plus flexible financing options, your tax refund goes further at Bob's.
And with tons of styles ready to ship and old furniture removal, you can get your furniture fast and easy.
Wow!
Oh, my Bob. I'm Jonathan Bush. I've made my career disrupting the status quo, creating jobs, and helping people achieve their American dream.
Jonathan Bush. He's a veteran, a conservative leader, and Maine job creator.
Maine needs big change. State spending is out of control. We need to audit Augusta, reduce waste, cut income and property taxes. I will shake up Augusta. I'm Jonathan Bush. I look forward to earning your vote.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
March 16 at the Cross Insurance Center. Get your tickets today.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
The risk for spring flooding is below normal this year. The state's River Flow Advisory Commission met virtually today to take a look at conditions around Maine. We entered the fall in a drought that carried over into the colder months. The commission says unless you live along the coast or near Bangor, it's been a mild to moderate winter.
The snowpack is well below normal. There's abundant runoff storage in the wetlands. The rivers are very, very low. There's a lot of space for water if we needed to put it somewhere.
Cinco says it helps that no significant rain or snow events are expected over the next few weeks because there is so much ice buildup on certain rivers. He says there is an elevated chance of ice jam flooding, so we'll be keeping our eye on that. Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. And for more, you can join us over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
WVII.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, money owed for an assault. Looks to me from these photographs and from the pictures that you sent to the plaintiff's daughter, I'm speaking, from the plaintiff's daughter, that the bruising that that the bruising that you display on your arms was in the exact place where you exhibited those photographs to her sometime before, when in a text that said, please don't show these to your mom.
She got the police report from Mike.
Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff, and the difference is $2,074. That's after I deducted her.
So how much are we getting?
$2,074. Thank you.
Parties are excused and they step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
She grabbed me and shook me and said, if you ever say I called the cops again.
I got in her face and told her that if she ever did it again, I would beat her butt. But I didn't touch her.
And I pushed her off of me, and that was it, and this is the last time I talked to her.
There was signs of things that shouldn't have been going on.
There was a couple holes in the wall, nothing worth $5,000.
She destroyed it.
Good riddance.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
A Searsport woman is dead following a single vehicle crash in Sears Mont. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. According to the Waldo County Sheriff's Office, multiple agencies responded to Belfast Augusta Road West in Sears Mont yesterday just before 8 p.m. for a report of a single vehicle crash. Now, the Sheriff's Office says an initial investigation shows 23-year-old Natalie Austin of Searsport was traveling east when her vehicle crossed the center line, went off the road, and turned over multiple times. Austin was pronounced dead at the scene. A crash reconstructionist from Maine State Police was on scene to assist with that investigation, which is ongoing at this time. In other news tonight, a piece of legislation was brought before the Health and Human Services Committee today, while proponents of the bill say it'll provide